My fellow Bahamians, I'm Ali McIntosh, the servant leader of the Bahamas Constitution Party and the chief gatekeeper of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. As we approach the middle of February, I've been divinely instructed to call for the gatekeepers of the nation to arise. This clarion call is to raise men and women to watch and work for the protection of our nation, the Isles of the Sea, our beloved Bahamaland. Having been given delegated authority and the keys to the North Gate since August 2012, I now rise in that capacity to force to be removed from power the present unlawful holders of this franchise with constitutional mandate according to Article 49 1A. On January 29, 2020, the servant leadership of the BCP on behalf of the people of the Bahamas declared 3 bill of indictments against the menace-led F&M administration and delivered them to the Speaker of the House of Assembly that same day, with the request to seek the government's resignation within 90 days and to prepare the country for general elections with the dissolution of Parliament on April 28 or immediately thereafter. To get the full text of each of these bill of indictments, go online to BCP website at bcpparty.org. As I make this clarion call for gatekeepers to arise from their slumber, I wish to remind you of July 14, 2016, when the gatekeepers was originally summoned. The meeting at the BCPOU hall that night gave rise to a movement of the people that was unprecedented. There were 7 men and 1 woman at the table, as we called the people to celebrate the victory of the 2016 constitutional referendum defeat. The Nassau Guardian called the meeting electric and the start of something great. Little did they know that the movement came from the belly of the BCP. However, within weeks, the movement became contaminated by the endless political wrangling of some of the men. Therefore, the BCP had to step away and went into a 90-day sabbatical to avoid the negative debate that began to emanate over the implementation of righteous governance in the nation. Not long thereafter, the movement fizzled. It had no mandate and could not be sustained without the involvement of its originator, the BCP. But the time has come that I now do recall the BCP, the gatekeepers, to arise. The time has come, I must repeat that I do now recall the gatekeepers to arise. Gatekeepers, arise and put your armor on. It is time to ascend to the walls as watchmen. It is time to protect the Constitution and the fundamental rights of each individual for good governance. Gatekeepers, it is time to defend the sovereignty of this nation and our right to choose to comply to international pressure. Gatekeepers, it is time to arise for the protection of our culture, our spiritual and Christian heritage, and our way of life. Gatekeepers, it is time to arise to the preservation of opportunities for the next generation of Bahamians. It is time to arise to stand up for yourselves and for your family and for your nation. My fellow Bahamians and gatekeepers, it is now time to stand up against this government that has lost its mandate. They have violated the Constitution, ending in corruption of their own agenda on accountability and transparency. They have made bold-faced lies and refused to repent. They have conspired to deceive the entire nation. They have mismanaged our resources and have mortgaged our children's future. They have abandoned the people of Abaco and Grand Bahama in the aftermath of Hurricane Dorian, and now returned with almost pittance for the rebuilding of these once prosperous communities that have contributed greatly to the national treasury with taxes. In response to the Prime Minister's national address on February 11th, I wish to reiterate our charge of criminal negligence on the part of this administration for its poor treatment of the people of Abaco and Grand Bahama. The level of disrespect, and insensitivity of this administration has increased the level of post-traumatic stress disorder and depression, and decreased the level of morale in those communities. But despite this, the people of Abaco and Grand Bahama is resilient and has found the strength and the will to survive and to rebuild. My fellow Bahamians, it is clearly ungodly and unfair that while people continues to suffer in these islands, and the allowance for rental assistance is still unpaid in many instances in Grand Bahama, this F&M administration continues to increase its own expenses for discretionary items like travel for ministers and their spouses. But we demand a forensic audit of this administration, of all the monies pledged and collected as a result of Hurricane Dorian, and why their stewardship regarding these fundings are in question. Further to all this, their ceaseless and careless borrowing will most likely bankrupt us as a nation and make us insolvent before the end of this administration's tenure in 2022. So, for all that is holy and good and just, we must demand their resignation and call for general elections now in 2020 in order that the express will of the people will be known regarding the direction that this menace administration is taking the nation. Gatekeepers, arise and put on your armor. It is time to watch. No matter what field you are in, or whatever profession you are, or even if you don't have a profession and is unemployed, like almost 25% of the population, you still must become a gatekeeper. We need gatekeepers all across these islands to form a wall of diligent and studious citizens and residents with work and with prayer. We need persons from Abaco and Grand Bahama, Andros, Exuma, Eleuthera, and Cat Island, in Inagua and Megona to arise. And gatekeepers in New Providence, you must wake up. Get up. It is time to make your move. It is time to stand tall and mount the wall to declare that enough is enough, and to declare that we are fed up and that you are sick and tired with this F&M administration that is out of control and disillusioned. The people have a choice to make. It is a decision for their future. However, God has a plan to bring hope for this Bahama land, and it is in the agenda of the Bahamas Constitution Party, the BCP. If you are ready to serve as a gatekeeper, as a candidate, as a financial supporter, go online at our website at bcpparty.org, or to our Facebook page. You can also email us at gatekeepers242@bcpparty.org. Gatekeepers242@bcpparty.org. Or you can contact us by telephone or send us an inbox and let us know what you want to do. My fellow Bahamians, this is your time to make a decision, to join us and say to this government, you have failed your mandate. Your service is no longer needed. Your time is up. You are fired. What is equally important, my fellow Bahamians, is that you cannot go back to the PLP, for they too has failed the Bahamian people and was fired in 2017 for the same egregious infractions of this corrupt and egotistical administration. What the Bahamian people needs and what the Bahamas need is a leadership team of persons who are prepared to do the business of the Bahamian people with honesty and fair play, and with pride and sensitivity. We need leaders who are bold and courageous, are not afraid to stand in the face of loss to get the job done. We need leaders with vision and a political will to take control of the natural resources and manage it for equal sharing and abundant opportunities for all. And after 21 years of standing for a righteous agenda, the BCP provides that leadership. But we cannot do it without help. Therefore, we now invite all such persons who see themselves as what I have described, good leaders, to join this divine agenda of hope for the implementation of good and righteous governance, with the full economic empowerment of the Bahamian people, with transparency and accountability. We invite you to come with us to bring help and hope for Bahamians everywhere, to build a safe Bahamas for us to live, and for our children who are abroad to come home to. Together, we can accomplish much for the work of our great Bahamaland. The people have a choice, but God has a plan. The Bahamas Constitution Party is that plan. The BCP is that choice. The BCP is that hope for Bahamaland. I am Ali McIntosh, your servant leader and the chief gatekeepers. It's time for the gatekeepers to arise. And as always, may God bless and keep safe the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Thank you.